Hello, everybody. I hope you all are having a very wonderful day or wonderful night, wherever you all may be. And in this video, I kind of just wanted to talk about my life after rehab and more. I'm not too sure. I think I'm gonna name this video "My Life After Rehab and More." I think, but yeah. So I don't really want to, I don't really want to tell anybody where exactly I went to rehab at. The only thing I can say is that, one of the things I can say is that it was somewhere in Florida. And another thing I can say is that that rehab has closed down. So, you know, and if anybody is interested on how much clean time I have I have over 8 years clean of opiates. Well, to be exact, heroin. That was my DOC, my drug of choice. So that's kind of where I am with that. But you know, I mean, at the rehab, they would give like lectures, right? And they would tell us that if there's something that they're telling you that you kind of don't want to do, what they would tell us is to take what you want and leave the rest. Meaning they were gonna give us the tools to stay clean and sober and whatever. But if there's something that we didn't like, that we could leave it. We didn't have to do it. So yeah, so the rehab was somewhere out in Florida, and it was a very beautiful rehab. It was a very good rehab, and you know, right now I'm kind of starting over when it comes to YouTube, and I'm hoping to get somewhere with this YouTube channel, but hold on. But one thing I can tell you is that after rehab some time ago, around 8 or more years ago, I moved to, I don't want to say where I moved to, but it was a city in Texas. And I did pretty well on YouTube. Now, that, to me it was a very positive experience. It showed me what can happen if someone becomes super famous on YouTube. But if you look at my content nowadays, I don't show my face, and personally for me, I mean, there's people out there that want to become famous and they want to be known and all this. And if anyone wants to show their face on the internet, it's their choice. But I just, I'm kind of starting over with this YouTube thing. And I don't want to show my face for personal reasons. And, but what I learned from having millions and millions of views and people seeing who I am, I learned that, you don't know who's watching the videos. You don't know if there's crazy people watching the videos. You don't know what type of people are watching the videos. You don't know if there's somebody that can possibly be your enemy, and they see what you're doing, and it could just end up bad. That's kind of what happened to me a little bit. I started making YouTube videos and people started seeing who I was and they saw my face, and let's just say that the experience wasn't so good. I started having people point me out in public and saying, "Oh, it's that YouTube guy," and all this and all that. And I didn't like it, so now I'm choosing to now I'm choosing to not put my face on the internet anymore, you know. And but it's all love, you know. It's all love, whatever anybody wants to do. I mean, live and learn, as they say, right? But you know, so YouTube was part of my life after rehab, you know. And you know, so I went to meetings, and I just, like I told you, after Florida, I went to the rehab. Then after my time was up at the rehab, I went to a halfway house at Florida. And then I decided to move to Texas and get my own apartment in Texas. And so, you know, it was, you know, the rehab was good. The the halfway house in Florida was good, and then I moved to Texas, and that's when I started making YouTube videos. And as I was saying, yeah, I went to the Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, but you know, it was kind of weird because I wasn't an alcoholic. What it was is that I was addicted to narcotics. But the strange thing is that I've been able to stay clean all this time from my drug of choice, you know, which was heroin, you know. And so yeah, that's like I tell you, I went to the meetings. I stayed out of my trigger zones. There was this one time. There was this one time that I did something that triggered me, that made me want to come to my hometown and use drugs again. And you know, if anybody out there is listening to this video and maybe you go through the same thing, that you feel that you get triggered to use your drug of choice, I Googled it, what to do in this situation. And, you know, it says there, it said that if I felt triggered, like I wanted to use drugs or whatever, that all I had to do was fall back on the stuff I was doing during my clean time, which what I was doing, I was making YouTube videos. I was going to exercise. I would take the bus downtown and I'd just walk around and see all the beautiful buildings. So, you know, I don't really know what else to say, but I'm thinking I'll make a part 2, so stay tuned. And I love you all, and thank you for watching. And I hope you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night. Thank you.